Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Looks like Fujifilm has released a new firmware update. Now this one is a bit of a weird one. There was an announcement a couple of weeks ago from Fujifilm saying that they discovered a kind of bug in their cameras that affected Mac operating system computers only. So if you're taking your memory card and plugging it into a Mac, you may have experienced this issue. If you're on a Windows PC, nothing really was affected. So what happened on a Mac computer is the memory cards on a Fujifilm camera were set to take up to 9,999 photos in a single folder. What would happen after that is the camera would create a separate folder, so you would carry on continuing shots, obviously depending on the space of your card, how many photos you can have in there. Now, a lot of people probably won't be taking 1,000 photos at a time and leaving them just on their memory card, but I guess some people were affected by this if you're working for something commercially, maybe a wedding photographer, something like that, or maybe you're on vacation and don't have your computer to back up your memory cards on it. So it's kind of risky keeping that many photos on a card. But anyways, what would happen is if you plugged it into your Mac computer, it would not necessarily recognize all of those photos in the folder, or if it got ejected wrong, Mac users will know this, how you have to eject the memory card. If you eject it incorrectly, sometimes you may lose photos. So what happened is Fuji acknowledged this, and they've now released an update for some of the cameras that were plagued by this little quirk and bug. So they've released a firmware update for the X-T4, the X-T3, and the X-S10, as well as some of the GFX cameras. And there will be, from my understanding, some updates coming from for the X Pro series and the X100V very shortly. Now, I updated my X-T4 for this firmware update. I'm recording on this right now, so everything seemed to work all well, work okay. I do use a Mac. That being said, I never really noticed this problem. So if you're not on a Mac, you probably don't need to upgrade. I wouldn't worry about it. If you're on a Mac, go ahead. It might be a good idea to do it just in case. The only change was that folder system, how they're saved in the camera. I will link a bit more information down below, and of course I'll link down below to the firmware update on the Fuji page. As always, if you're updating your camera, make sure it's fully charged. Make sure you use a formatted memory card. Do your update, and you should be off to the races. Let me know if you update down below. It's always kind of interesting to hear people's comments if they've updated or not. If you're on a Mac, you might want to update. If you're on a PC, probably don't bother. Thanks for watching, everybody. Just a quick one today. We'll see you all in the next video.